Fellatioing. And then
Oh,
it went back and forth. And then it went back and forth between the nurse and receptionist about has Me Too ruined dating? This is a question that was posed on a space in Reddit. And I quote, I really don't get it. Me Too is about SA. It shouldn't affect anyone's dating life because they shouldn't have been doing that in the first place. That referring, of course, to
mhm.
SA. But I see men everywhere, even on supposedly progressive spaces, basically saying that poor young men these days don't know what to do anymore in the modern dating scene now that Me Too happened. It seems to be the consensus among men on Reddit as well. Just look at the comments on this thread. I'm gonna go to the those comments in a while. Like, I get that the Redditors are socially inept, but surely there's a
Wait a
chasm.
second. Is that a shot? Continue.
That's a shot. That's a shot on Reddit. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
surely, but surely there's a chasm of difference between normal dating behavior and SA. Now,
Mm.
I'm gonna go to the comments that she was referring to. Well, I think it's a she. Uh, the original post has been deleted, and so there's no
Mhm,
story, but the comments are still there.
mhm.
And I'm gonna just mention a few. One of them says, "Yeah, I've been 80% sure that someone is flirting with me, but I will never say anything because I don't want to look like an overeager creep." Yeah, that's someone
Mm.
that's basically saying, referring, of course, to the Me Too era. Another one saying, "Shockingly, I like you, and I'm totally flirting with you now." Worse on like 99% of the guys. A person asks, "What's up with the 0.1% of guys?" The answer, they believe she's joking. And of course, because they believe she's joking, they're not gonna make a move. Another person said, um, yeah, but sometimes it's just hard to interpret. I was at a clinic a few months ago and the nurse and receptionist started commenting on my height. I responded, well, it's easier to do dishes and general everyday stuff because everything is designed for short people. Well, the nurse said an offhand comment about how short people have an easier time fellatioing. And then
Oh,
it went
wait.
back and forth. And then it went back and forth between the nurse and receptionist about the romantic benefits, so intimacy benefits of height or lack thereof. The nurse was short and the receptionist was tall. I couldn't understand if they were flirting with me or trying to make me blush or one upping each other. It was insane to me, and I couldn't make heads, no pun intended, or tails about it, and so on and so forth.
Do
Right?
both.
Okay. So those were the comments basically just in general
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
she was referring to. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back now to the original comment, reaction to the original post.
Yeah.
A woman says, Me Too has not ruined dating. Men who act like Me Too ruined dating have ruined their own dating lives by outing themselves to the women around them. Another person says, literally the epitome of, and I quote, I'm sorry, dude, but you really have brought this on yourself. Yeah, like, I'm so sad I can't just do and say stuff she doesn't feel comfortable with anymore because social media means women can tell people, wow, I don't know what it means. It's not the best look, lads. Another person. So many men have not been raised to be emotionally intelligent and empathetic, which causes issues. It isn't always their fault, but they tend to end up blaming the wrong things. Last one. This is absolutely true. Since emotional intelligence and empathy are some of the main skills actually needed in office style workplaces with mixed ages and sexes, which is what a lot of people do now instead of farming and ish. Those men are okay, so basically saying that there are more people working, of course, in more interaction between men and women on the work in workplaces instead of the farms. Those men are at a major disadvantage. They make it worse by gaming and basement dwelling, which ends up giving them worse social skills and anxiety. Somehow, women and feminists get blamed, though. LOL. It's basically what the reactions were in this case. So, KR, your thoughts?
I'll start by saying this. Being emotional has nothing to do with having a high EQ. Let's start there. It's quite the
Being
opposite.
emotional. Can you repeat that? Being emotional
Being emotional has nothing to do with
would
having a
have
high
an.
EQ.
Okay,
Actually, it's
explain.
the opposite.
Okay, please explain.
No, I'm not going to explain it. If you don't understand that, it's over for you at that point.
Okay.
Over. It's over. Most of the people think, well, I'll give you. Most of the people think because you're emotional, you have high EQ. That doesn't mean
Mhm.
having a high EQ is understanding emotions and not having to react every time to anything.
Yeah.
But that's
So
another thing.
controlling your
Controlling
emotions
and understanding emotions.
yeah. So understanding the emotions and controlling the emotions, not letting your emotions control you. And you're
Yes.
saying emotional is
Understanding
when
on the other. Emotion is
yeah.
people are just emotional about anything. They
So they're
turn emotions, they use emotions for whatever. But I'm just
okay.
responding to the last part of that
Okay,
thread.
clear. Okay.
I'll go back to the main part. I think the reason why people are very careful about this stuff is that it has been, and I think men have seen it multiple times in the last, I think, 3 to 4 years,
Mhm.
that the movement has been weaponized. Um, um, and people have been blamed for essay stuff while it wasn't even essay. I think one of the most prominent cases was, and that wasn't literally essay, that he was actually accused of domestic abuse, was the actor Johnny Depp, where you're being accused of something and then pictures so totally different, the whole story is totally different. But I think the weaponization that has led to men being more careful about the situation, which means that if men are more careful, they won't be the one who will put their put the neck out there, because they don't want to get. The thing is this, right? If you get an as a
Charge?
accusation, not even a
Mm.
charge, it
Accusation,
can
yeah.
ruin your reputation.
It can.
It can, and your professional reputation, because let's say if you
Yeah.
make a move, and this is how this, and it's just simple. It doesn't have to be malignant by the person who's accusing you, but let's say, for example, the guy is talking to those nurses, and he says something that they don't like. It turns into something that they're gonna post it on social media, this guy, and they happen to take a picture of you, and now your picture is out there and you're being accused of talking crazy.
Yeah.
There is always a thin line, and I think that's the thing why certain people, I'm not saying all guys, certain people are choosing to not um be proactive in this in dating, or at least during a dates. I mean,
Yeah.
she might like you, you might misinterpret what she's saying. You might think she likes you, then you misinterpreting, and then you're making a move, and then she gets the ick,
Yeah.
and then before you know it, you wait a second, and there is a lawsuit that's going on about what's the Facebook website. There's a Facebook group where they are posting. I think it's called
I don't know about it.
"Are we dating the same person?" or something like that,
Okay.
where
Okay.
where women are posting and asking with pictures, have you dated this guy, do you know him, then they review the guy on the page. The guy
Wow.
sued a couple of women. He sued a couple of men because they what it according to him, it was slander. So the
Wow.
I'll try to find it real quick.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this, KR. What you said about weaponizing the movement, the Me Too movement. I think that's the issue, right? We talked in the past in a couple of shows about instances where men were falsely accused.
Yeah.
And what do we always say, KR? We always say that unfortunately, the people that suffer due to these practices are the real victims in situations like this. So to me, it seems like the it seems to me like the is that a group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we dating the same guy? So this guy
Uh,
sued 10 women for defaming him online. And
yeah.
basically those groups are based on people reviewing their experiences with certain guys.
Yeah. Yeah.